Allegedly, Donald Trump does not have an explicit goal to kill the bees, but critics and environmental groups argue that his administration's policy decisions, specifically regarding pesticide approvals, budget cuts, and deregulation, pose a direct threat to bee populations. These actions are typically framed by the administration as efforts to reduce regulatory burdens on farmers and chemical companies to boost agricultural production. But if you were paying attention, this alleged framing doesn't make any sense. But America first. Does Israel have bees, you ask? Well, of course they do. And in April, they were having like some kind of crazy swarm over there with their bees. Israel is small in size, but they have over 1,000 different species of bees. Are they harming any of these bees? No, of course they're not. This is a big deal because honestly, bees are essential for global food security and ecosystem health. While humanity would allegedly not go completely extinct without them, we will instead have a diet that would become incredibly bland, nutrient deficient, and even more expensive. What do bees do for us, you ask? Bees are the world's largest premier pollinators, supporting both our diets and our natural habitats. They pollinate 1/3 of the food that we eat. They are vital for fruits, nuts, and vegetables like almonds, apples, berries, broccoli, all that. They are also very important to livestock support. They pollinate alfalfa and clover, which feed the cattle that provide our meat and dairy, allegedly. Because it seems that Trump gives all of the about his crime family's wallet, which again, I'll remind you to please go to Oversight Democrats at https oversightdemocratshouse.gov/Trump family corruption tracker and see how this $4 billion with a B, $4 billion has been made on our back. And thanks again, especially to the repeat Trump voters, non-voters, and racism, and fuck Jill Stein and Amanda Seals. Fuck them. So again, bees are valuable for many reasons, and you think even Hexes, aka Mein Kampf, would at least appreciate the economic value of bees. The pollinators contribute over $15 billion annually to the United States economy alone. The bees are contributing more than y'all's president. Ain't that about a bitch? Mein Kampf is messing up our economic ecosystem foundations. Bees pollinate wild plants that produce seeds, berries, and nuts for birds and mammals. And clothing materials as well. They pollinate cotton, the fabric of our lives. And it's going to mess all that up too. Again, will we die without bees? The internet says no. I don't know. Allegedly, we would not, but society would face a severe health and economic crisis. Our wind-pollinated staples and our primary calorie sources like wheat, rice, corn, and potatoes do not rely on insects. They are pollinated by the wind, or they are self-pollinating, which means our core survival foods would remain intact. But look alive, we will have a nutritional famine. Without bees, we would lose up to 90% of certain vitamin-rich foods. This would trigger global spikes in malnutrition, specifically deficiencies in vitamin A, C, and folic acid. Also, economic collapse. The agricultural sector would suffer massive job losses, and grocery prices for surviving fruits and vegetables would skyrocket. If bees disappeared, your grocery store would lose roughly 1/3 of its entire produce section. And the items that are left behind would become drastically more expensive because obviously supply and demand. So obviously, also, the produce aisle is the most susceptible to this shit. Fruits, vegetables, nuts rely almost entirely on insect pollination. And without these bees, like almonds, apples, pears, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, Strawberries would mostly vanish. Melons, avocado yields would plummet, making guacamole a rare luxury. I mean, we should have a guacamole surplus from all the races not eating the food of the people that they have oppressed and kidnapped and labeled dangerously and stuck ice on. But as we also see, these rules made by this regime were made for not for you and me, but for thee. But this next one does make me happy because I just know that racists look forward to pumpkin spice everything. And I actually hope that there is a shortage of this next item, which is pumpkins and squash. These require large native bees and honeybees to pollinate their heavy, valuable pollen. Stone fruits like peaches, plums, cherries, apricots would face catastrophic shortages. Bees even affect cotton. I just want to say that again. They increase the yield and the quality of the cotton fibers. And without them, clothing production costs are going to shoot even higher through the roof. And I don't like synthetic materials every day. So with coffee is going to it's just going to blow shit up. Coffee is going to fuck everything up. And then also fuck honey, right? Because commercial honey would completely cease to exist. These aren't all the things that will be affected by losing bees. Like, we could sit here for years, I'm sure. But even the direct impacts that will affect meat, cheese, all dairy, they really are allegedly trying to 86 us out of existence.